Hello everyone and welcome to day 2 of our Azure Data Engineering learning series. I am Bhaskar Sharma, a data engineer with over 10 years of experience working in a multinational organizations. In this series I am going to simplify Azure Data Engineering concept and help you build a strong foundation through practical examples and real world scenarios. So friends, in day 1 we explored the role of a data engineer and Azure Data Engineer ecosystems, key data services, and a high level view of an end-to-end Azure data pipelines. So today we will take a deeper dive into the core services used to build modern data platform on Azure. So we'll learn about the Azure Data Lake Storage Gen2 and understand how it serves as a centralized repository for enterprise data. We will explore Azure Data Factory in details. We'll see including its key components such as link services, dataset, pipelines, triggers, and monitoring. We'll also introduce the Azure Databricks and learn how Apache Spark is used for large data scale data processing and transformations. In addition, we will discuss the Medallion architectures pattern and understanding how the bronze, silver, gold layers help improve the data quality, governance, and analytics. So finally, we'll review the importance of security and governance concept, including Azure RBAC. Okay, so role-based access control. So by the end of this session, so you will have a clear understanding of how these services work together to build scalable, secure, and efficient data platform on Azure. So guys, let's get started with day 2 of Azure Data Engineering. Okay, so Azure Data Engineering day 2. So welcome to day 2 of our Azure Data Engineering learning series. In day 1 we covered the fundamentals of Azure Data Engineering, including the role of a data engineer, the Azure data ecosystems, core Azure services, and the high level view of an end-to-end data pipelines. Okay, so today we'll move beyond the basics and focus on the key services used to build a modern data platform on Azure. So by the end of this session, so you will understand how Azure Data Lake Storage Gen2 works, the architecture and components of Azure Data Factory, the fundamentals of Azure Databricks, Medallion architecture, security and governance based practices. So guys, day 1 recap. So Azure Data Engineer role and responsibility, Azure Data Ecosystem Overview, data ingestions, storage and processing services, end-to-end Azure Data Pipeline architecture. So let's quickly revisit the concept we learned in day 1. Okay, so we discussed the role of an Azure Data Engineer and how they are responsible for designing, building, and maintaining data pipelines. We explored the Azure data ecosystem and learned how data moves through different stages, like just a minute, like data ingestion, then data storage, then data processing, and analytics and reporting. Reporting. Okay, so we also reviewed an end-to-end pipeline consisting of source system, Azure Data Factory, Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2, Azure Databricks, Azure Synapse Analytics, and Power BI. Okay, so this architecture serves as the foundation of modern data platform. Okay, so we are moving to this slide. Learning objectives. So what are the learning objectives? Understand Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2, explore Azure Data Factory components, learn Azure Databricks fundamentals, implement Medallion architectures, review security and governance concept. Okay, so today's session focuses on this concept. Okay, four key areas. First, we will understand Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2 and why it is in the preferred storage solutions for analytics workloads. Okay, and second, we'll explore Azure Data Factory ADF and its core component. Third, we'll learn how Azure Databricks enables large-scale data processing using Apache Spark. And finally, we'll discuss the Medallion architectures pattern and review the essential security and governance concept. Okay. So these are the learning objectives. And next, moving to Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2. So it is mentioned here, it is a central repository for enterprise data, support hierarchical namespace and file systems structure, and stores structured, semi-structured, unstructured data, optimized for analytics loads and big data processing. Okay, so Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2, commonly known as ADLS Gen 2. Okay, it is commonly known as ADLS Gen 2. It is commonly known as ADLS Gen 2. Okay. So it is a Microsoft Enterprise grade data lake solutions. So it combines the scalability of Azure Blob Storage with a hierarchical file systems. Okay. So just a minute. Okay. So key capabilities. Key capabilities. It store generally structured, semi-structured, and unstructured, and unstructured data. Okay, next is handle petabyte scale workload. Next point is handle petabytes workloads. Okay, so it support low cost storage. It support low cost storage. Okay, then optimize for analytics and big data processing. Optimize for analytics and big data processing. Okay, so these are very important concepts, guys. So when you go for interview, so you should know all these things. So hierarchical namespace, this is also important. Hierarchical namespace. Okay, so it support hierarchical namespace and file system structure. So what is this? Unlike traditional object storage, ADLS Gen 2 also support folder and directories. Okay, example, company data, sales, finance, marketing, etc. So this structure generally improves the performance and simplifies data management. Okay. So common file formats are like just a minute. So common file formats. What are the common file formats? Like CSV, JSON, Parquet, and Delta Lake. So these are the common file format. Okay. So next is Azure Data Factory deep dive. So build and orchestrate data pipelines, connect to on-premises and cloud data sources, use trigger for schedule or event-based executions, monitor and troubleshoot pipeline using the ADF dashboard. Okay, so guys, Azure Data Factory is a cloud-based data integration and orchestration services. Okay, just remember this point. This is very important. Okay, what is ADF? ADF is a cloud-based data integrations and orchestration service. So its primary purpose is to move and orchestrate data across different systems. Okay, so ADF support both batch and incremental data loading. Okay, so what does ADF support? Both batch and incremental data loading. Okay, just remember this point. So here guys, just a minute. Core capabilities. Okay, so core capabilities. Connect to more than 100 data source. Okay, just remember, it can connect to more than 100 data sources. Then create ETL and ELT pipelines. Next is create ETL ELT pipelines. Okay, then automates data movement. Okay, and next is schedule and monitor workflows. Okay, schedule and monitor workflows. So typical data sources like SQL Server, Oracle, SAP, Azure Storage, Amazon S3, REST APIs. Okay, and what are the common activities? This is also important. See here, I'm just common activities like copy data. Okay, these are the common activities. Execute notebook. Okay, so what is notebook, what is copy data, we'll see in the practical session. Okay, just this is the theoretical only, I'm just telling, just remember all these things. Okay, it will be helpful in the practical session. Next is run stored procedure, okay, and perform data transformations, data transformation. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so guys, this is done, and we are going to slide now. So next is that, what is that? ADF pipeline component. Okay, so what are the components are there in ADF pipeline? It is very important. So you should know all these things. Okay, what is link services, what is data set, what is pipeline, what is trigger, and what is monitor. So when you go to the practical session, I will be talking more about this word. Okay, link services. What is this link services? So you should know all these things. Okay, so here let's understand the building block of Azure Data Factory. Okay, so link services. So what is this link services? Defines the connection informations for a data source or compute services. Okay, so for example, like Azure SQL database connection, second is Azure data lake connection, Azure Databricks connections. So these are the link services. Okay, so this is important. Second one is data set. What is data set? It represents the data structure within a link service. First, you should know what is link service. Link service define the connection informations for a data source or compute service. What is data set? Represent the data structure within a link service. Example like customer.csv. Okay, if you go here, customer.csv examples. Customer.csv. Then what is a sales table? You can say sales table. So these are some example of data sets. So next is, what is pipeline? Okay, pipeline is so important. Pipeline is a logical grouping of activities that perform a specific task. Okay, so we perform various tasks in that pipeline. Okay, like this is the copy activity, this is called filter activity, this is called for each activity. There are like that multiple activities will be there. Okay, we'll build in the pipeline, all activities will build in a pipeline. So that's why it is called it is a logical grouping of activities that perform a specific task. Next guys, triggers. What is trigger? Sorry, that okay, correct. What is trigger? So trigger is a it determines when a pipeline should execute. Okay, first you have to build a pipeline, then you have to use this trigger. Okay, as per the business requirement. So it determines when a pipeline should execute. Types of trigger like schedule trigger. Okay, so pipeline will run based on the trigger only. If you schedule for suppose 6 a.m. in the morning, then it will start running at 6 a.m. Okay, so data will move at that time. So next is the event based trigger. Event trigger. Okay, this is a file based. Event trigger is a file based, whether the file has arrived in your ADLS Gen2 or not. Okay, if the file is arrived, then only it will start running. So one more is there, tumbling window trigger. Okay, tumbling window. These are the some types of triggers. Okay, so guys, next is monitor. Okay, monitor. So what is monitor? It generally provide visibility into the pipeline executions, okay, failures and performance. Just remember, so once you build a pipeline, okay, so we have to monitor this pipeline, okay, whether it is success or fail. Sometimes if it is everything is okay, then it will get success. If something is missing or missing, then we will get some error, failure. So it generally provide visibility into pipeline executions, failures and performance. Okay. Workflow example, like workflow examples. This is the workflow examples, like link services, then dataset. This is the basic workflow, okay? So we have to follow pipeline, then what? Trigger, trigger, and next is monitor, okay. So we have already discussed this one: link services, dataset, pipeline, trigger and monitor. Okay, these are the very important things. Next is Azure Databricks fundamental. Okay, so Azure Databricks is a managed Apache Spark platform optimized for Azure. It enables large-scale data processing and advanced analytics. Okay, so why Databricks? So here you see there are 4 points: manage Apache Spark platform on Azure, support Python, SQL, Scala and R notebooks. So Databricks generally support these are the languages, okay, Python, SQL, Scala and R. It performs large-scale data transformations, integrate with ADLS Gen2 and Synapse Analytics. Okay, so why question will comes to your mind that why Databricks? Because it simplifies Spark cluster management. Okay, next it support collaborative notebook development. Okay, next is it enables scalable data transformations. Okay, and next is integrate with Azure services. So Databricks is generally integrated with Azure services. That's why it is called Azure Databricks. So it support languages already told: Python, SQL, Scala and R. These are the 4 languages it support. Key component, if you see that key component of Databricks, Databricks. What are the key component? Workspace, okay, cluster, then notebooks and jobs. So these are very important. Okay, when you go for practical, then we'll learn all these things. So now just remember that Databricks component, what are the components? Workspace, cluster, notebooks and jobs. So next is the Medallion architecture. So Medallion architecture is a modern data design pattern used to improve the data quality and organizations. Okay, so it generally divide into 3 parts, 3 layer. First is called bronze, second is called silver and third is called gold. Okay, so what is bronze layer? It generally contains raw data exactly as it arrives from the source system. Okay, so when you extract the data, when you ingest the data, ingest means extraction. Okay, when you ingest the data from the source, so it contains, it is generally raw data, right? That is, so exactly as it arrives from the source system. Okay, in bronze layer it will be the same. Whatever the data you extract from the source, it will be the same in the bronze layer. First we move to bronze layer. Okay, each characteristics like minimal transformations, historical data retentions, and source of truth. Okay, that is the characteristic. Then moving to the silver layer, then second layer is the silver layer. So it generally contains cleansed, standardized, and enriched data. Okay, so when it comes to that silver layer, right, so we generally do all the transformations here. Okay, we remove the duplicates. Okay, data quality checks, duplicate removal, schema enforcement. So everything done in this layer, silver layer. Okay, so final is the gold layer. So gold layer contains business ready and aggregation dataset. After doing the transformations, so it will move to the gold layer. Means contains business ready and aggregation dataset. Characteristic like optimized for reporting, okay, support dashboard and analytics, consumed by business users. Okay, generally consumed by business users. So what is the benefits, if you ask me that what is the benefit of that it generally improve the data quality, better governance, and reusable data sets, and easier troubleshooting. So these are the some benefits. So Medallion architecture layer already explained. Okay, so last is security and governance. So security is a critical in any enterprise data platform. Okay, so Azure role-based access control, which is called RBSA. So here 4 points I have mentioned. Azure use Azure RBSA for access control, role-based access control, secure credential with Azure Key Vault. Okay, so we are using the Azure Key Vault for to secure the credential. Enable managed identity for service authentications, and implement data governance with Microsoft Purview. So security is a critical in any enterprise data platform. Azure role-based access control, control who can access Azure resources. Like, so common, you can say okay, fine. Common roles. Role-based access control. Common roles include generally owner, contributor access, owner access, contributor access, and reader. Right. So managed identity allows user services to authenticate securely without storing credential. Okay, so managed identity, what it allows, Azure services to authenticate securely without storing credential. Okay, then next is the Azure Key Vault. Okay, Azure Key Vault. Azure Key Vault, AULT. So Azure Key Vault securely is generally securely stored. What is stored? Password, secrets, password, then certificates, then connection string. Okay, next is just a minute. Okay, fine. So next is Microsoft Purview. Okay, Microsoft Purview provide data governance capabilities such as data uh, cataloging, and data lineage, okay, then data classification, and what else, compliance management. Okay, so these are the things you should remember it. So guys, next moving to these slides. Okay, so I think I have covered everything for these sessions. Just a minute. So I am stopping here today, and I hope this video has given you a solid means understanding to begin or advance your journey in Azure Data Engineering. So if you found the content helpful, please support the channel by giving this video a thumbs up. Okay guys, and please share with your friends and colleagues, and leaving your questions or feedback, if you have any feedback, in the comment sections below. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe the channel Bhaskar Blockchain Technology and hit the notification bell icon so that you never miss our latest videos on Azure. Okay, so we'll be providing daily more videos. Okay, we'll be providing videos, so your support motivates us to create more valuable content and helps our community grow. Okay guys, so thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you guys, bye.